Jerry, you've worked with a lot of forward thinking companies. So this kind of thinking and maybe decentralized leadership is more natural and they dove in already, right? But what are you seeing for lots of other businesses now? How do they start that trust factor in this decentralized leadership and what that really means? How do you start going about that?
It feels like it's all over the map. So in some places, they're having to deal with shadow AI, which means people are actually using these tools. They're just not telling anybody they're using the tools. They're using them in secret because it makes their job easier. It gives them better results. But if they told somebody, then it might come out that half their job could be taken away from them and just given to AIs, and they don't want that to happen. Then there's other people who are working quite publicly and have internalized how to use these AIs in a really beautiful way. They're showing their homework and they're sharing it out with internally, but sometimes also very externally. And they're great examples to follow because they're doing this with courage. Brian, you talked about being brave. I love Brene Brown's riff on courage, which is the etymology comes from cœur, which is French for heart. And she says, having courage is being wholehearted. And one of the interesting moments we're in right now is we think we need to think our way through this. We think it's all about the brain, but there's a lot about heart in here. There's a lot about showing up wholeheartedly. There's a lot about putting your heart on your sleeve and like showing what your fears are, being vulnerable, as Brian said. One of the things I love that Brene always says is vulnerability is the path to authentic connection and joy. And it may seem strange to be talking about that in the middle of adopting, generative AI, but I think those things are really together, that this is a whole of the person and a whole of the enterprise moment and activity. And the more we can get into that, the less we'll have to worry about the people who are busy skulking and worrying that when they apply AI, it's not going to pan out well for them.